Welcome back to Gossip Media. Let's get into today's stories, but please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's go! Okay, guys, so Sexyy Red stopped at Big Boys TV and she spoke about feeling like she is the most hated rapper. Let's take a listen.
You see the hate too.
Yes.
You see the comments.
I see
Do those
everything.
seem like they're getting bigger or smaller though?
I think they getting bigger.
Really? Well, you know what? The bigger you are, the bigger the target too.
Exactly.
Yeah, the bigger
It's
you
like
are.
I feel like I ain't gonna fake it. I said this though. I feel like I'm the most hated female rapper. Like they hate on me the most. I get a lot of love, but I know when they be hating on me. They be hating on me. It be like little inside shit. I be like they hating on me.
But they
trying to put me down. Like I be feeling like is y'all sending like people to comment under her, like y'all trying to put, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like it's some hidden agendas, and I know like motherfuckers.
Do you feel like that's straight from like spectators, or do you feel like that's somebody in the business?
It could be labels.
Oh, gotcha.
I just be feeling like motherfuckers trying to bring, like they don't like seeing me win.
Yeah.
And I be seeing people say that in the comments. They be like, "Why y'all hate her so much? What does she do to y'all? She just be chilling."
Let me tell.
So I don't think Sexyy Red is the most hated rapper. Because for me, no one has received more hate than Nicki Minaj. Do you guys remember her hate train? And Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan's hate is more so like just people in the industry, like her coworkers, that just don't mess with her. So her hate is like, I don't know, like I've always said to myself, why does Megan Thee Stallion receive so much hate? I don't understand why. But no other rappers have experienced what Nicki Minaj has when it comes to hate and Megan Thee Stallion, in my opinion, right? I like Sexyy Red. You know, every now and then I put on my favorite Sexyy Red song, that is the one featuring Drake. And, you know, I just do my thing. But I think what Sexyy Red needs to understand is it's her image that people don't like, you know, what she represents, as in the ghetto, dirty look that she has. Now, I'm not saying that she is dirty. It's just what the image portrays. You know, your image speaks. And that's what her image portrays, like the hood rat look. She launched her lip glosses, and I'm not sure if you guys know, but she named them after STIs, like gonorrhea, chlamydia, stuff like that. And that might seem cool to her, but to other people, that's disgusting. Just imagine someone coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I like your lip gloss. What are you wearing? Gonorrhea?" They're going to be like, "Excuse me, what?" You know, so like for me, it's like, I think it's her image that, you know, like the image that she has, people are like, "Ugh." Now, me personally, I see it from her perspective. I like her image. She has to be herself. And if she came from the hood or whatever, and that's how she dresses, this is how she acts, then she deserves to be where she is. We need representation, and people need to see that, okay, I can be from here just like she is and become successful. Everyone cannot be the same. So I don't think she's the most hated rapper. I just think that her image and how she presents herself, it's like hard to digest for some people. Maybe if she came out and she did like a rebrand after getting money and she, you know, started leveling up her look and stuff, then people would be like, "Oh, okay." But at the same time, would that sell Sexyy Red? You know, because I do understand that the ARs, they're looking for new talent, something different, something. Everyone cannot be like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or that image. Everyone cannot be that, so Sexyy Red's image worked for her. It got her to this point, but I think people expected her to class it up a little, but that's just who she is, and it works for her. So for me, I don't think she's received a lot of hate. Naturally, success comes with hate. If you're successful, you're gonna get criticized. You're gonna get a lot of hate. You're gonna get people telling you how they feel about you that you don't even know. But I do also want to point out the fact that she said it could be record labels that are like paying people to comment in her comment section and stuff. And when people would say, oh, the record label is going against me, they're doing this, they're doing that, and they're machines. And, I just want to say, I love the fact that she said it, because sometimes that is what is happening. But I don't think Sexyy Red is a target of that. I think it's just people thinking like, oh, I don't like this girl because of how she looks or how she dresses, how she acts. It's more so that like you have people who will say like they don't think you deserve the success because of, how you look and stuff like that. But Glorilla gets a lot of hate too, but she gets it on her look. And I think Glorilla is cute, but to each his own. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone's not going to like your music. People can decide, okay, this music is not for me. But when it comes to her being the most hated, I don't agree. Until you can go through what Nicki Minaj went through and you're still standing, because Nicki is loved by her fans. Despite whatever is going on in the industry with her, she's loved by her fans. She has a very loyal fan base. That's what kept her going. Even when they were trying to cutting views off her videos and stuff like that. So Sexyy Red, you're not the most hated. You receive hate, yes, but you're not the most hated, honey. I promise you. I promise you that, okay? But moving on.
And by the way, kudos to you guys figuring out how to hide a wedding. How hard was that for that not to get out until after it happened?
Well, once we found out that she was pregnant, it was just like, I didn't want this to be I don't want to say like
a child out of wedlock.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, you guys are probably already planning,
But we hadn't talked about it yet.
Okay.
We hadn't talked about any of that yet. I hadn't, but I was like, yo, you know what? Let's just knock this out, because we're going to be doing so much and everything's moving so fast. And I didn't want to, I didn't want her to be, a baby mama.
So Nelly recently did an interview, and when asked about the preparation for his marriage to Ashanti, he made it clear it was not planned or anything, but once he found out that she was pregnant, he did not want to make her into a baby mother. I love this. I love this for Ashanti. I love this for Nelly. And it is so clear that he knew who he wants to spend the rest of his life with, because from my opinion, whether or not she got pregnant, he would have put a ring on it. He would have put a ring on her finger regardless, because ever since they got back together, I've been seeing all his molar teeth. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself tells you what it is. But I like this. I like the fact that, I know he has kids out of wedlock before, but he just knew that, okay, Ashanti is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. So he quickly locked her down. And I love this. I mean, the man said it was not planned. They didn't talk about it. Wow. I love that. Congratulations to both of them. I like them together. Moving on.
Well, I remember years later when Eve was doing interviews and you were brought up, she said something to the effect of like, Stevie could never get with a woman that I am today, and that type of language.
I mean, if that's how listen, everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel. It's not wrong. I don't have to agree with it. You know what I'm saying? God bless her and her husband and her baby and all that. I mean, I helped create the woman that she is today. You know what I'm saying? I helped shape and molded that. Yeah. I showed you how to take baths and all that and soaking Epsom salts and all that. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I never say nothing disrespectful about it because she's still, you know what I'm saying, somebody that hold dear to my heart. I'm not going to forget about the moments we shared.
Yeah.
You know?
So this interview with DJ Vlad that Stevie J did, I was just, watching bits and pieces of it. And he has spoken really highly of Eve, like in the previous episodes. But I think it hit a nerve when Vlad brought up that she said he would not be, he couldn't get in contact with the woman that she is today. And he just went on to be a little messy, saying he taught her how to take baths. And, I feel like it was just a slap to his ego that she said that, and seeing that he acted the same way he did with her, when she watched Love and Hip Hop, because I remember once in an interview where she said her mom said, "Oh, you dodged a bullet with that one," right? So I feel like that was just, a bruise to his ego. So he said that. But Stevie, you don't have to be messy. But one thing I can say is he tried his best to be respectful of all the women when they were brought up. But I also feel like Eve is the love of his life. I feel like that was that relationship for him because he kept on saying, she has a special place in my heart. And, as I said, he spoke highly of her. He was never disrespectful. And he said when the sex tape came out and he got to explain to her, like he was just so happy to see her again. So I can tell that person is, I would say she's the one that got away for Stevie. But let me know what you guys think, because I don't know. It was just the energy in the interview when her name was brought up. Like you can tell, like he's like, but you know how men are, like it's not even that you're the one that got away. The fact that you are doing good without them and you're successful and you're looking juicy. Yeah, but let us know what you guys think. Sean Kingston, known for hit songs such as Beautiful Girls and Letting Go featuring Nicki Minaj, was in Broward County Federal Court Monday, March the 24th, 2025, for his first day of trial. It was alleged that he is involved in what authorities say is a $1 million fraud scheme. The 34-year-old Kingston and his mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner, were charged by a grand jury with 5 counts of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Kingston was arrested in California back in May 2024, the same day his mother was arrested during a raid on the Southwest Ranches mansion where the singer lives. The arrest warrant said that from October 2023 to March of this year, Kingston, Turner, and others defrauded multiple businesses, including a jeweler, a luxury furniture maker, a high-end auto dealer, and a company that specializes in TV and entertainment systems. Prosecutors said that they purchased the items using fraudulent documents, including bank wires and payment transfers, then kept or tried to keep the items despite not paying. In one instance, Kingston allegedly fraudulently obtained a bed valued at more than $86,000 from a company named Morel, whose website said it designs and creates the world's largest luxury beds. So after their trial yesterday, Kingston was seen walking out of the court without offering a comment. His mother held her Bible in her arm, and after getting into a black SUV, Kingston rolled down the windows to say, "All my fans that supported, I love you always." That's all for today, guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, bye!